always trying to set ourselves apart. In construction especially, you're always trying to, give some reason why you're different, because there's a lot of construction companies out there, and a lot of them can build great. They do a great job. So if you're all doing the same thing, how can you set yourself apart? And a lot of companies go in and say, we build biotech, or we build data centers, or we specialize in a specific product type. And for us, instead of trying to specialize in a product type, we wanted to really specialize in a process and a delivery method, and it just added on. We started out by bringing architecture in-house and really wanted to control that design and control that process. And then, we ended up opening up our sister company, which is called Creation, which is the development firm. And so now you have the development that's integrated with the construction, that's integrated with the architecture. And, it's a thing that has worked really well in other markets. I don't think in Arizona there's many companies that kind of do it all, but it's been fantastic. I mean, we get more people wanting to work with us kind of on all levels of what we do and every part of what our company does, more than just one, a piece of it. From a health standpoint, that was the most important thing, making sure that we were looking out for our employees and making sure we had a healthy environment. We pretty much let everyone work from home immediately, kind of right out of the chute. And maybe 10 to 20% of people still wanted to come in the office all the time. We had it sanitized, on a regular basis. So at first it was really touch and go because you weren't really sure what to expect. It's turned out to be, nothing like we thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to go into a recession like, 2008, 2009. It's really strange that, you have so much unemployment that's occurred, and then our housing market is booming. It just doesn't make any sense. I think that Arizona is going to be probably one of the winning states out of what's happened. And I think it's just because you have a lot of people moving here, either because of the government or maybe they were already thinking about it and this has kind of pushed them over the edge. Everything here, our business is busy. We really didn't lose any projects and any developments through COVID. If anything, it's picked up just because there's been, definitely an increasing demand for a certain product type, like warehouse and e-commerce product type. And so we've got a lot of that going on right now. So overall, our business hasn't been negatively affected. It was definitely touch and go there for a bit, but I think everyone did a great job, reacting to it. And even now, you're not really out of it. You don't know what's going to happen next. But we just try to communicate, openly and as much as possible as a team, and react to anything that happens. Zoom's been the best thing in the world. Zoom's changed my life. Just because even me, I have the guilt leaving the office. I always want to be at the office, and even in summers when my family would go off and kind of summer vacation, I would always come back to the office because I always wanted to be there and be a part of what's going on. And all of a sudden there's Zoom, and you can communicate with people, and you can see the same thing, and you can get a lot done. And that totally transformed our business. And so, the architecture side of our business, it was easy for those guys to connect. Any new projects we have, connecting with clients, it made it a lot easier. So there's so many tools out there right now to communicate with staff, communicate with clients. I can't imagine if this happened like 10 or 15 years ago, what would have happened? It would have been a complete mess. But right now, I think there's just so much available to us that we haven't had before. I think you'll see more offices built in the West Valley for sure, just because it's got great, it's great employment over there. The reason that you see more mass distribution on the West Side is just it's closer to California, and that's where most of our goods are coming in from. So why would you want to drive through a whole city? I think that's going to continue. I think you'll probably grow west, out to Buckeye. Goodyear has had a tremendous amount of development. Now that's going to start going out to Buckeye. We have 860,000 square foot project we're doing at Miller and I-10. And, a few years ago, you would have asked us if we would build a project out there. We would say no way. But everything's trending out west pretty quickly. So, and then, I think from a technology office standpoint, they typically want to cluster together. I think that's why you've seen so much happen in the Southeast Valley. But I do think in the West Valley, you are going to see more office for sure. I think 21 is going to be strong. Phoenix is such a dynamic city now, and we don't have really the political hits that we had in the past that would keep companies from moving here. And so now you have this, great political environment. It's a great place to live. There's a ton of people moving here. There's a ton of talented people that are moving here. So, if I lived in Pittsburgh or Detroit or somewhere, it would be a completely different, COVID experience than what you have living in Arizona and what's happening here. And I think that's probably going to continue. The biggest thing for private construction, because we don't really do public work, so for us, we're always really tied into what's happening in the private market. But the biggest thing with private market in Arizona is going to be interest rates staying low. And people being able to get financing on projects. If that stops, things will stop. But I don't see that stopping in 21. Beyond that, who knows? But I think 21 is going to be a strong year.